Hello everybody, it's Crash coming up with another video. As a thank you to the great community we're building here for reaching 1k subs, guys, I prepared a more special video today. I know there's a lot of contradiction between people when it's about these clan boss champions, so in order to help the most of you free-to-play people or low spenders to make the right decisions on who you should 6-star and invest your resources into, I decided to make a test with 3 poisoners and see exactly which one is the best out of these 3. We are going to test Occult Brawler, Aothar and Frozen Banshee on an unkillable team, all built for damage with pretty similar stats and the same masteries. Now, in order to be able to determine which one is the best choice for all of the community, we are going to test them together with a counter-attack champion and without a counter-attack champion, so we can all see their performance in both of the situations. Because I know a lot of you guys don't have a counter-attack champion, but on the other side, a lot of you guys have a counter-attack champion. So like this will make it easier for all of us to see who should hold the crown out of these 3 champions. Let's have a quick look at their stats and masteries. So let's see who we have up here first. We have Aothar here first. So his total stats, 27k HP, 3.7k attack, 1.9k defense, 206 speed, 105 crit rate, 205 crit damage, and 271 accuracy. Now the attack will be a bit pretty different in between them because they all have different base attacks, so it's quite hard to match their attack. Masteries, we have offense and defense 3. Once we go through all the masteries and the champions, I will explain you why I went on the defense 3 instead of support. So for Aothar, we have Giant Slayer because he does have a lot of multi-hits, and especially with counter, on my opinion, it's much better to get Giant Slayer on him. You will be getting more damage overall. So Giant Slayer on him, again, defense, counter masteries, no lifesteal on him either. Next one, it should be Occult Brawler, just here. Again, not on lifesteal, his total stats, 40k HP, 3.4k attack, pretty similar attack, 1.6k defense, 206 speed, 101 crit rate and 201 crit damage, 252 accuracy. Masteries pretty similar, offense, defense 3. We did pick the War Master instead for him because he's much better. Counter attack masteries, but because he's not on lifesteal either, that shouldn't affect it much. And the next one is Frozen Banshee, again not on lifesteal. Total stats on her, 26k HP, 3k attack, 2.1k defense, 206 speed, 103 crit rate and 224 crit damage. A bit of more crit damage to compensate for that missing attack because her base attack is pretty low. 265 accuracy. Masteries, again we have exactly the same like Occult Brawler. War Master for him. Same typical counter on the defense 3. So the reason I picked the defense 3 over support is to avoid getting that 30% RNG from a Master Hexer mastery here, because that can create a lot of confusion in deciding who is better overall, because it can proc for a few of them, for a few hits it cannot proc, and that will dilute the damage by quite a lot. So how I said, none of them are on lifesteal, so that will not allow them to counter-attack because of their defense 3 masteries, because they do need to gain HP in order to lose that 25% to counter-attack. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna run 6 keys on Void Affinity, 2 with each champion, 1 run with each team, with counter, without counter. We're gonna have a look at the total damage from each run and compare them all together at the end. So let's crack straight into it. So that's gonna be our team right here, guys. The first one we're gonna try is Aothar. The team is gonna be exactly the same for every single other champion. So we're just gonna replace Aothar with Occult Brawler, then with Frozen Banshee. And the next 3 rounds we're gonna replace Martyr with Brachus instead of counter attack, just to have more damage, and see exactly what's the damage output from each single champion we're gonna test today. So how you guys can see, we're getting close to an end here. Have 5 more turns left. We're gonna have a bit of a look how much damage he does with his hits. You guys saw that he hit for like 62k with his A3, if I'm right. We're gonna have a look at his A2 as well and A1 hits as well. So keep in mind, we're not looking at the total damage on the team, guys. Particularly what we're looking on is the actual champions, how much damage they do. 15k hit, 14k hit with his A1. Nothing too crazy there. So those hits are pretty weak. We hit 17k with his A2, pretty good hit there. 17 multiplied with 4. It can definitely get better. Unfortunately, I misclicked the speeds there, so we couldn't see it exactly all of us properly, but on a fast forward run there, we've seen that is not a lot of damage. 38k now with his A3 with no defense down or weaken. So Aothar is definitely not a hard hitter for clan boss. So now that we're at the last turn, guys, almost 2 king with this team, with Aothar in here being the only poisoner. So 22k with defense and weaken down. All dead now, so let's see the damage we got from him. So we got 13 million damage from Aothar on a counter team, guys. Almost 2keying it with this comp. We're gonna move over to Occult Brawler now, guys. The same team again. I'm gonna move over towards the end of the CB fight, so we can see a few of his hits as well, and see the total damage, guys. So we're getting close to an end with the Occult Brawler fight as well, guys. How you can see, we got a bit of more damage here. He can definitely 2-key in this comp without a problem. Pretty capable of filling the poison bar. So let's see a couple of hits from him. How hard does his A1 hit on the gear we have him at the moment? Got 38k with defense and weaken down. Not a solid hit either. 48k now. So pretty much they're hitting for the same amount with their skills without involving War Master and stuff. 71k there. So pretty similar hits on their skills, honestly. But how you can see, a lot of more damage from poisons overall here. So we're on the last turn now. Let's see the total damage now. What difference is gonna be in between them two? So far it seems pretty big. So we got 17.751k million damage. Pretty good damage. I think it's 4.7 million damage more than Aothar. Definitely leading so far with the Occult Brawler. Now we're gonna go with Frozen Banshee here, guys. The same team again. Again, I'm gonna fast forward, move at the end of the battle, and check the damage from there, guys. So again, guys, we're close to an end here with this run as well with Frozen Banshee. How you can see, we can 2-key it in this comp again. Her hits are like 16k to 25, 26k per hit on her A1. Not a bad damage. Again, pretty similar with the other two. The same similar hits. Pretty similar damage. 32k hit on her A3. That's pretty low compared with the other two. But what's more important is to see the overall damage from poisons. The overall damage she dealt here. So is the last turn, so we're about to see that. And then we're gonna swap the teams around, take the counter out, and do it without. So let's see, guys, the final results here. We got almost 38 million damage, and from Frozen Banshee, actually, surprisingly, we got almost 17 million damage, 16 million and 893k damage. Pretty good damage. Not far off from an Occult Brawler by any means. So we're gonna swap the teams now, guys. And we're gonna take out the counter-attack champion and see what they can do without counter-attack champion. So how you guys can see, we removed the counter-attack champion from here. We added in Bracus. Again, we're gonna start with Aothar first. I'm gonna see you again at the end of the battle, guys. We're not gonna have a quick look at the hits now, because we already saw approximately what hits they make with their skills. So we're gonna jump straight to the total damage and stuff. How you can see, the team without counter-attack team, Aothar did almost 12 million damage, 11,890,000. Pretty solid damage without the counter-attack. I think he did good, honestly. So now we're gonna change the team up, and we're gonna use Frozen Banshee instead of Aothar. So there she is, guys, Frozen Banshee. Again, I'm gonna go straight to the end of the fight because I don't want to make the video too long. We're at the end of the battle right now. We have Frozen Banshee with 11,233,000 damage. Pretty solid damage. Thinking that we didn't use the counter-attack champion. She really needs that counter in order to shine, to put more damage there. So we're gonna have the last run with Occult Brawler. And then we're gonna see the damage overall from all these three champions. So there we are, Occult Brawler, the last run, guys. Again, skip to the end of the fight, check the overall damage, and then check everything else. We have Occult Brawler with 13,134,000 damage. Pretty good damage, pretty similar with the other two. So I'm gonna sort out quick some screenshots, guys, so we can have them all in front of us, so we can make a better difference overall. So the screenshot is all ready, guys. So let's compare it with counter and without counter. We have Aothar with 13 million damage. We have him, that's with counter attack champion. Without a counter attack champion, we have 11 million damage, almost 12 million damage. Frozen Banshee with counter attack, 16,893,000 million damage. That's with counter attack. Without counter attack, she did dealt the lowest amount of damage, which is 11,233,000 damage. Occult Brawler with counter attack champion, we have 17,751,000, and without counter attack, we have 13,134,000. So definitely, as a poisoner, Occult Brawler is on top of both of them. You guys might be wondering why did Scratch put Aothar in here, like, when we all know he's not at the same level with these two. Well, I was really curious to see the difference in between them. How big is the difference, and how close is he to be able to compete with Frozen Banshee and Occult Brawler? Now, without a counter-attack champion, definitely Occult Brawler is the way to go. With the counter-attack champion, I would still focus more Frozen Banshee, just for the simple fact that she has better stats. We're gonna go to that in a second as well. If by any chance it does happen for you to have a Vizier, which is the most consistent debuff extender, definitely Frozen Banshee is the winner for that. But assuming that most of the people, they don't have debuff extender, we're gonna crown as #1 poisoner out of these three Occult Brawler. He definitely deserves it. Still there at the top, not being able to be knocked down by Frozen Banshee, the rare, or by Aothar. Not even close. So let me just find quick the stats. So let's have a look at their main stats and see why am I thinking Frozen Banshee is overall better stat-wise. So we have Aothar here with his main stats, 14k HP, 826 defense, super low, quite hard to tank. Occult Brawler, 20k HP, 826 defense, same like Aothar. Now defense-wise, and we all know that's the most important thing in Clan Boss. If you want to have a tank team, in order to survive longer, you gotta stack defense and not HP. His defense is pretty low, so it's gonna be much harder to tank. He does have decent amount of HP though. They both start with 0 accuracy, so no points for them whatsoever. Pretty similar speeds. Now Frozen Banshee, 14k HP, almost 15k, and we have 1,000 defense. Now, on a counter team, I would go with Frozen Banshee instead of Occult Brawler, and I'll explain you now why. Being able to tank her easier, you will be able to get on her at least 400-500 extra defense than you would be able to get it on Occult Brawler that considering you're using defense boots and defense chest, defense gauntlet. So that 400-500 extra defense will actually hold you alive for way more turns than will hold alive Occult Brawler, which will guarantee you the damage output. Compared to Occult Brawler, you will definitely pass him there in damage. How you saw, guys, is not a big difference in between damage with counter attack in between them, but it's pretty noticeable anyway. So that being said, guys, sorry, we've seen the total stats, we've seen what damage they can do and stuff. I still think Occult Brawler as a poisoner, pure damage from poisons and stuff, is definitely the number one. Okay, we do have a small chance of fluctuation in the damage that we've done there because they are the percentage of RNG in War Master and Giant Slayer hits, but still, Occult Brawler is still the ruler. Let me know, guys, what you think about the video in the comments below. If you guys do enjoy this sort of videos, if you did find it helpful and you liked it, please subscribe for more content. Click on those thumbs up. Turn on notification to see when we upload next, guys. And that was all for today. And I'll see you all soon on the next video. Peace out.